My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Darkest Dungeon 2. We've got a bunch of respectful and amorous and hopeful relationships heading into the mountain here with the Rot Squad. Should be our culmination of Chapter 2.
At last, the great ziggurat, temple of failure and regret.
Damien has lost some stress knowing that we are driving straight through all of these snow piles towards the end of this chapter. It's resentment, right? Chapter I'm in, pretty sure it is. Hang on. Alright, never mind. Game doesn't care to tell us right now. Fair point well made. Doesn't really make much of a difference. Oblivion's Ingress. I mean, yeah, we're just absolutely gonna have to fight them. Sure, Audrey, slightly increase your relationship with people now that it doesn't matter. Oof. Bunch of tokens to start the fight off with. Cherub in the backline definitely needs a dagger. Give him the dagger. They mostly needed that dagger so that I would have the ability now to hit them directly with any of our blight-giving skills. Flesh from bone. Oh, you don't even manage to bleed him. Love to see that. Okay. Baldwin. There's a crit coming out pretty soon against you. You could use Reflection. In doing so, you could remove your blindness here. Honestly, I think I'm actually more in a position to set up an early withstand for much more damage block going on. Definitely play grenades to the backline. No two ways around that. Ooh, solid crit. Cherub in the backline is almost dead. Oh, a second crit. Cherub in the backline is now dead to the DOT. Love to see it. Deacon over removing the Evangelist next? The Deacon feels like it's actually going to be significantly less damaging because it's going to mostly do Sundering Strikes against our Leper, who can happily take that damage. Whereas the Evangelist... but the HP difference isn't that huge. Also, I could try and sunder through those block targets with a break. Solid crit. Now, I know I don't need to make a noise every single time a character crits, but I also like to, so I'm gonna keep doing it. Especially when Audrey does it. Like, if there's a self-insert in the game for me, it's Audrey. It's the Grave Robber. Ooh. Whoa, I don't have break tagged at the moment.
Haste and carelessness, hallmarks of the unprepared.
See? Oh, no, you're giving him 14 health back, as well as, unfortunately, a worship. And then you even got to attack as well, how dare you? Wait, you actually also cleared their DOTs. Oh, that's kind of nightmarish. And now they are resisting DOTs. I'm hopeful.
We can rely only upon each other.
Our co-advocacy is their downfall. I mean, look, is it great? No. Could it be worse? Absolutely. 14 damage into their front line. Oh. Pop this bad boy down on the ground. Solid crit to get him there. Self-damage a bunch in order to give the Leper some more HP. I lose 20 health for you to gain 8. My hands look like this, so your hands can look like that. And then you just need to mentally insert the version of the meme that would make the most sense. Please. Oh, a follow-up respectful strike!
And wins.
You'll love to see it. Now you're on death's door. You got a DOT as well. I believe that is you dead. Yes, it is. So we'll take as many healing actions as we can get before the round goes out.
Compassion quiets the howling mind.
As it turns out, I actually could have done much more if I had just waited and
Sweet
used
reprieve
solemnity rather than endure.
until the next test is put before you.
Sweet reprieve until the next test is put before you. And the next test is just the final boss of the game. Baldwin is doing damage. Very proud of them.
The Nightmare Gate is revealed. Beyond, only infernal nihility and non-existence. The Seething Sigh, stertorous avatar of ill-concealed rage.
Interesting. Enemy is the Seething Sigh. Has 280 HP, looks like one free action at the start of the round, has 2 actions over the course of it. None of them can be moved. You have 2 lungs either side of you. The front one has more health than the back one. They have full resistances to... That's really annoying. They've got giant resistances to blight, and bleed, and burn, and stun, and move. Breath is the token that they've just provided. Breath increases damage and stress dealt by sundering exhalation. Removes if sufficient damage is taken. And it looks like there's a little pip on the HP bar as well, although I can't see exactly how deep down that is. Feels like Thrown Dagger was the right choice here.
Breakthrough.
Crit the back line. Oh, that was already enough to get rid of it. Sick. Oh, you can't debuff or move that guy. Got him. The main body, however, of the Seething Sigh does not have high blight resistance. So it's definitely time to provide the dots there. Unfortunately, it does have high blight resistance compared to Damien. Where was our... Yeah, Toxic Ica, unfortunately, is on the Leper, who's going to have to use it at the end of the turn, so... I've just got to... roll a chance there, and it works out. Blind Rage. However, I resist that DOT. You can't get me like that, buddy. Oh. Ah, what? Okay, the blindness was used by my Toxic Ica. So I was blind on my attempt to throw the Toxic Ica. That's actually really cool because it now means that I have the ability to just... Oh, yeah, it's got a block plus token. Rude. I mean, look, I do need to remove it. 5 damage rather than 16. That hurts. Shallow Breath, and that is on your front lung. You've done some Hysteria here for some weakness. See, the problem here is the Poison Dart is my only ranged attack from Audrey that hits the front line, but it's going to do a maximum of 6 damage. So it really feels like I need to throw Direct Dagger from Audrey to... the main line. She just doesn't stop critting! That's all she does! Crit all day! No matter what. So I guess I'm relying on the Leper to be able to take out the Lung, but the Leper's going to be very, very comfortable doing that. They're not even blinded at this point. Oh, 0 damage, but we didn't blind them either, so, you know, we've got that on our side. 30 damage to the Lung, baby! Give them nightmares about us. Shallow Breath for the front lung. I mean, Blind Rage has come out. I am really, really impressed by how many DOTs we've managed to avoid here. Oh, it's a crit, but it's only 4 damage, but it's still good. Wrath and Rancor. Awesome stress and prevented... I think the fact that I just buffed the heck out of everyone's resistances before coming to this fight is paying ridiculous dividend. I think it's appropriate here for Damien to provide some buff tokens to Baldwin in the front line. I'm gonna use the Toxic Kicker again, so that I will actually have the ability to hit my DOTs on the main body. We chunk the lung for 35 damage. Yeah, this is where I get a little concerned though. My concern here is because the lung in the back, if I don't crit that, do I even manage to take it out? Damien, I'm gonna have you roll Acid Rain. We do actually manage to crit the main body, which is pretty significant. And that's just to try and amplify the damage that Audrey is capable of doing here. So 6 to 10 on the damage range. 8. Looks like it was enough. And the main body needs as much blight as I can provide. Oh, don't make him blind right now. Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? You made him blind right now. That's exactly what I told you not to do. Unfortunately, the enemy does have some solid block token right there. I can remove my blindness as well as increase my debuff resistances. I do like the idea of going for withstand also, in fact. Movement resist seems pretty good here. No, I'm gonna reflect. I can't have a turn where I don't think the leper is capable of striking a target. Because, yeah, like, I need for the leper to be able to hit that lung, ideally here. I don't think it's stress management time just yet. I almost feel like I could get away with throwing out a smoke bomb basically every turn at this point. 2 blind stacks on the Seething Sigh. Yeah. I like that. I do 0 to 0 damage. However, maybe I blight, and I don't, it's fine. Still removes the blight block from that target. There's some more blight for the main body. Blind Rage misses. Audrey pot shots the target. 21 damage on the lung in the front line. About halfway through the HP of the enemy now. Okay. She's so good! Oh. And you just used your last blind token right before I get Damien's turn and can provide you another. Try and get rid of your block token before someone really wants to strike you. Remove 3 burn. No, unfortunately Paracelsus is key to my damage strategy right now. The leper seldom even gets to hit the Seething Sigh directly, although we will here. So I think I should take advantage. 11 to 29? 15.
Sweat-soaked brows, unsteady stance.
We resisted our own blindness debuff at the end there. Ooh, I like an early... Oh no! That was only 6 damage. You know what? I'm gonna use a Plague Grenade. Does 2 more damage to the back line. Is that enough? Nope. Okay. Acid Rain
Agony by
really
accumulation.
relying on Acid Rain here. I could not blind the enemy, unfortunately. Acid Rain, 2 more damage to the very back line, and that removes the lung. Great.
What can we learn
I haven't even had to
upon
see
closer
Sundering
inspection?
Exhalation yet. I do have a powered attack here. It almost feels wrong not to use that, but Solemnity would be all of our HP back. Also buffs Damien. No, see, Damien's gonna use, probably, if I had to guess, Lash's Gift for Baldwin next turn, giving Baldwin... No! Lash's Gift, you give defense, but Baldwin gets that... Oh, yeah, Baldwin gets the damage token from that, not defense. 13 turns of 3 on the DOT. Yeah, I hit the main body for 26. Holy... Had to be off guard, eh? Uh-oh. Yeah, that's gonna be a problem. So Deep Breath here has given both of the lungs Sundering Exhalation. I don't think I can remove both of them. Can I, however, kill the main body? Unless I use Battlefield Medicine on the leper is probably about to go down, which would heavily reduce my outgoing damage. Battlefield Medicine. So I think I have to risk Sundering Exhalation this round. Blind Rage. Oi! That's exactly what I wanted! I didn't want him to go into that door! What are you doing to him, buddy? Thankfully we can make you blind. What have we got tagged on you, Baldwin, at the moment? Solemnity. That would be your heal here. You'd make Damien stronger. Alternatively, you can remove your weakness. No, Revenge doesn't seem appropriate at this point. Oh, the Seething Sigh is definitely getting through this. I need to get a heal, I think. That also cancels out one of the weak tokens with the strength token we just got there. And here's Solemnity for the heal.
Now climb.
Okay, okay, so that's like all of the HP of all of my characters. Cool. They took another deep breath. I am mortified. Thankfully no one has a DOT on them at the moment. Oh! Oh no. Can the Grave Robber move 2 back? What's your movement skill, Grave Robber? How do I see that? Oh god. I don't know how to look at her movement ability. Fact of the matter is, I need to get the leper to at least position 2 before their turn, because they need to do that attack. Oh, but the... Why couldn't have you missed your Sundering Exhalation? actually managed to crit the main body and still managed to hit a blight on it. That's very surprising to me. How dare you put them on death's door and also give them a DOT? As much as I want to throw a dagger or something right now, I feel like my only real choice is absinthe. But as soon as I only have one unit, I'm not really going to be able to do anything anymore. 15 health. I'm going to move back 2 spaces. Okay. That's enough, Really?
Into the great beyond.
That's the only hit against Deathblow. All of the hits against Death's Door that I have taken so far have been lethal immediately. I'm pretty sure that our characters right now have like 80% Deathblow resistance!
But could not defy it.
Alright. I'm toxic. You're in a blind rage. I might not even hit ya. Deathblow.
Your fault was not in burying your furies, but in thinking they would accept such a fate.
Resentment purged. Okay, so we made it through.
The flame grows stronger.
But all of them died to the very first time they'd ever taken a Deathblow chance in the final fight. It's okay, I guess. We conquered resentment. And because we've conquered resentment in under 30 minutes, it's going to be an appropriate time to...
The blaze began in the east wing of the Great Library.
Build another team after
Within
this.
hours, the entirety of our effort lay in a smoldering, ashen heap. I braced against your rancorous buffeting, avowing a certain hesitant relief at our freedom from that mocking sigil. The uncanny arrival of the letter, however, heralded a new, pernicious phase of our investigation. It is your charge to manifest a vision of the sane Earth.
Altar of Hope. It's time to show the Altar of Hope our glimmers of hope. 90 candles! I feel pretty comfortable here. Okay, companionship, we could get a Pligmy Pliskin. So Pliskin, those are the snakes that... Oh! There's no shield breaker in this game! How did I forget the shield breaker's not here? Shieldbreaker, Houndmaster, Grave Robber, Jester. Those are my 4 favorite characters. Easily, by far. I mean, look, at least I've got 2 of them. Renown. Unlocking the skin. Increased chance that candles appear at maps. Extra inventory slots, 20 more to upgrade. 30 more to upgrade to get increased loot drops. 40 more to get the stagecoach item slot. I feel like at this point, in terms of efficiency of these spends,
is to make it real once more.
Upgrading our characters seems to make some of the most sense. Like, yeah, we're just gonna get +5 Deathblow resistance, plus 10 bleed resistance. That matters a lot. Yellow Hand. Let's go around. Let's go another round then, says Yellow Hand. And Yellow Hand is plus 15% max HP. Your range skills do 75% less damage, but on hit for your melee skills, you apply -2 the enemy's bleed resistance for 3 turns. And on target, highway robbery skills steal positive tokens, and double cross skills remove block. Sometimes when arriving at the inn, we'll find morbid joke. The signature inn item. Rectum? That it surely did. Damn near killed him. 2 targets for the Highwayman. And it has an 80% chance of extremely increasing their relationship, a 20% chance of decreasing it significantly. Man-at-Arms. You've got a lot here. Crush skills, more damage on your Vanguard path. That doesn't seem right. Although I guess you do have riposte skills. Grave Robber. I almost feel like I just want to pay for the 6 upgrade on all of them. This is the Sharp Shot path for the Highwayman. Ranged skills, plus 25% damage. And when you use Grape Shot Blast, you give yourself damage up. I really do like the idea of going for a Sharp Shot path Highwayman, but a lot of the reason I can't do that is because they haven't unlocked enough stuff yet. That is to say, through their hero stories. Flagellant. You could have a Maniac path, sacrifices Blight potency in favor of flexible positioning, debuffs, and disruption. Yeah, okay. You can have higher death blow resistance. Flagellant token, Examinate. Low health grants great potency to Blight and buff alike. Interesting, interesting. Oh! So the Bounty Hunter gets new skills through this tree rather than through hero paths. Interesting, interesting. Well, first things first.
We would often take our afternoon tea at the quaint cafe a few blocks from the library.
Oh, it's this path. Hellion's Berserker path. Let it bleed. Akliora! Negative 20% max HP, plus 10% to death blow resistance, extra bleed piercing, and bleed causing skills deal extra crits. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And I do want to, cycle through my opening when I say my opening characters, I guess I mean my frontline characters right now.
The true splendor of a world. Those who live within it.
I guess I'm also going to take the second path for the runaway. Soloist. This will be a cutting performance. Lower speed, lower max HP. However, higher bleed resist, higher bleed resist piercing, higher damage, and higher crit on bleed causing skills. That seems very
A little more light, a little more strength.
Useful. There's the poet path here. Petals must fall. Self-healing skills give plus 50% healing, given lower damage but higher stun and movement resists for the leper. If this also had debuff resist, I think it would be worth it, but it doesn't. Inevitable End, an Indelible Train. I can't just look through this constantly. I'm just going to give you some extra max HP. Warlock. Range skills do more damage. At turn start, you have chance to gain a powerful token. Cool. Vestal, your first path is Confessor for rank flexible. And then you have Chaplain, focused on party defense. I really thought you were going to have a heal path of some kind. But that doesn't seem to be the case here. Dang. Okay. I'm going to get everyone to a pretty potent level. I'm going to keep 3.
The more they have to hold on to, the harder they will fight.
Oh, neat. I could use some candles here in order to increase the power of Damien. Damien, you're off guard though, right? Yeah, you're a coward and you're off guard. You are tough, which is pretty good. You've got Dancer's Balance, which is pretty good. You've got Sneaky. Those are all fine, but they're not incredible. Like, I'm not, running out of the house to write to someone about them. A Towering Mountain. Here you unlock cosmetic alterations to each character class. None of them affect gameplay. Cool. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do that when I have that left over.
Memory.
For the moment.
The heart that warms the mind.
It's time for a trinket and a stagecoach item. Oh, neat. It's a stain trinket, and it's for extra healing given, but less healing received. From skills, at least. And then a stagecoach item for the collector's chandelier.
The science of survival.
increases stacking of the Candle of Hope by 4 per stack, and you get more Candles of Hope at locations. It's also a luxury item, so it's going to synergize with the Orphaned Wolf Pet Cub that we have access to at the moment.
Once more into the maelstrom, in search of what hope yet remains.
I'm sure there's some hope out there. I'm ready to find it. Oh, I'm gonna try and not take a trillion years putting this team together because I'm doing it live on camera, but we'll see how long it takes.
Indistinct and ill-lighted. No comfort awaits you here.
Only obsession.
We set out immediately into the kaleidoscopic wilds of the countryside, and by sundown, reached the remote manor whose whereabouts formed the sole contents of that cryptic invitation. At the behest of our charismatic host, we feasted beneath the banner of the Iron Crown, questioned exhaustively by an eager cabal of masked delegates. The crossroads, where lost souls hope to find their way.
In this instance, that lost soul is me. Okay, let's have a look at people's quirks to begin with. Peacemaker, lower negative relationships, higher positive relationships. However, your negative is Pyromaniac. Sprawl Scrounger, and an occultophobic flagellant that looks like, okay. Theta Scrounger and Boisterous for Alhazred. I do really want to take Alhazred out here. Gaunt Slayer with Hemophiliac, negative 30% bleed resist. You have negative 20% bleed resist. 1/5 of the time when people bleed you, you get bled again. Flawed Release. Ugh. I'm pretty sure in the first game this was exclusively for ranged skills, as in a lower crit modifier for ranged skills. Unfortunately, it is not so here. Curmudgeon and Pillager Hater for Bonnie the Runaway. Martyr, negative negative stress while on death's door at round start, however you're a kleptomaniac. Thick-blooded and sickly, check it and see. I mean, look, I could totally put a Barristan in this. That's always pretty easy to do. Hard Noggin! Extra resistance. I think it's possible. Didn't Dismas maybe have Hard Noggin in the first game as well? Like one of his early traits that he would get seeded as a character in the wagon? +5 to the Resolute chance and plus 25% to stun resistance. They are germophobic, however. Fanatic Slayer and a Neat Freak. Devout, sprained ankle. Okay. Well, it looks like I can mostly build whatever I want here. Let's start with a random party.
The pitiless whim of chance, then.
So, is this a party? Probably be oriented something like this. Bonnie, your skills so far... Yeah, you aren't really a support right now. And I wouldn't be running you as a damage dealer, primarily. Healing and healing over time, but... Unfortunately, Cauterize is probably definitely a heal. One of these upgrades, yes, there we go. Run and hide upgrades to give regen to self. I don't know. The difficult thing that I'm running into right now is characters that don't look like they would be particularly good to take out because they don't have many skills unlocked. Also feel like I can't take them out to unlock their skills to make them worthwhile to take out because I will just lose the run that I do that on. Because I don't really have a plan to how to utilize them as much as just hope that their skills in the future turn out to be useful. And I understand part of this is the ludic imperative, effectively, of Dark Souls, of Darkest Dungeon, of a game this dark that is intending for you to consistently lose in order to learn and then to conquer overwhelming odds. But I just don't see myself taking Bonnie out anytime soon as a result. Alhazred, yes, absolutely. but maybe no leper. So we've got Man-at-Arms, and we've got the Occultist. So I'm, in general here, probably looking for a second or a second and a fourth. Let's have a quick look at the Warlock path for the Occultist. So negative 20% to max HP, however range skills deal 25% more damage. This is more range, effectively. More projection of damage. And that is something that is absolutely key. I think, like, 95% of the reason that we won the last run was due to damage projection. So the Abyssal Artillery also upgrades to say that it stuns the targets when the self has 2 powerful tokens. And the Warlock path, on turn start, has a 3rd chance to gain a powerful token. One problem here, I guess, is that by the time we end up with enough powerful tokens to cast Abyssal Artillery to stun 2 enemies in the backline, there's seldom going to be 2 enemies in the backline anymore. Okay, Weird Reconstruction says that if you have 2 or more, it will do plus 100% to crit heal. Plus 100% crit heal. I think that means that it has to do the high end of its range. Let's have a quick look at crits on healing. Crits on healing, crits on healing, crits on healing, crits. Heals, heal 150%. The only problem is 150% of what? 0 to 50%? I'm not certain exactly how that would function. Binding Shadows, Malediction, Amnesis, Burning Stars, and Chaotic Offering. I'm even currently stuck in the position where, I don't know, maybe I want to put a Ritualist out here rather than the Occultist. Or rather than the Warlock Occultist. So, Ravager needs to be in the front line. However, a Berserker can be in the second line, and as a Berserker you would have access to your bleeding skills.
There is emptiness and shame.
Not bleed out, mind, but that's fine. Also, we lose access to Iron Swan. Losing access to Iron Swan is so much of our damage projection turned off immediately. My stress mitigation is almost exclusively courtesy of Man-at-Arms bolster management right now. I'm nervous. I don't know who can project enough damage to the back line to make this worthwhile. What about the Man-at-Arms? Sorry, Dismas, Highwayman. From the very back position, you can use Duelist Advance. You'll move forward 1 space. You don't have Grape Shot Blast yet. But apparently your next 2 unlocks are Point Blank Shot and Grape Shot Blast, both of which I would love to see here. Pistol Shot does have the ability to project damage against the back line. Oh boy. Tracking Shot also gives the ability to lock down targets in that back line a little bit more. I think worst comes to worst, the Occultist can try and pull an enemy backline forward through Demon's Pull. Maybe I can run this squad.
Harried, a fugitive seeking to outpace the past.
So I guess the general idea here is that the Highwayman opens up fights with Duelist Advance. Wait, I don't want you to open up fights with Duelist Advance if you're doing negative 25% damage with all your melee. Well, bugger. But your range skills do 25% more damage. Currently, Dismas in the very back rank is capable of everything except for Wicked Slice, but it would mostly just be pistol shot and take aim. Although take aim is pretty sick. What if I did just have a target in the back line that took aim and pistol shot? That does give the occultist the ability to possibly drop one of these hexes. And pick up Sacrificial Stab. On upgrade, it kills, or on killing blow, it will gain a powerful stack. Oh. See how little damage I can project against this line going through the squad? I can barely even target it. What about our very front line? Sergeant, you are not here to do damage. You are here to refuse to move. Alright. I think this is it. I think this is the squad I'm choosing for this time. I'm trying to learn a little bit more about a couple of these characters. Obviously, I'm trying to pick up a couple more perks for them as well. I have damage management as quote-unquote like proactive healing in this instance. I'm seldom gonna want to crush. And I can't even hold the line in the front position, so I can use bellow as well as stand fast here. Be much more generally tanky. So I have damage mitigation instead of heal, but I do have heal if it comes to that through the occultist. So I'll be focusing on trying to pick up additional heal through my item kit, I imagine. Adrenaline Rush is the next pickup for Boudica, which is a self-heal, if I recall correctly. Then Breakthrough, which I would also love to see. Occultist, Binding Shadows. Targets everything except for the enemy backline, so I can tell you that's probably not a strong ranged ability. Okay. I've got damage projection to the backline, I've got a little bit of enemy team control. I have basically no combo set up in synergy, unfortunately. I have reasonable bleeds. I'm doing it. A large amount of the reason I'm doing it is because I don't think there's any version... What about a Vestal? Junior, you would have to be in like the second line, so you're doing just Hand of Light consistently. Hand of Light and Illumination. Administration's Mace Bash, you need 2 more upgrades before I can actually Yep, I'm sending them out. I can't just agonize over the decision forever, feeling like, I need to get more hero stories done so they have the abilities I want to use. Wah! That's my impression of me. Apparently I cry like a baby.
Fall, never to grow again.
It's time to give extra healing given but less healing received from skills to Al-Hazred. And then keep on the... Ooh! Hello, some chalk dust already. Pop that on Dismas.
The winds whip more harshly on the far side of the brook.
It's the winds whipping more harshly on the far side of the brook, Dismas, who just asked what was that.
The bulwark of your denial is giving way.
I should check everyone's Visit Creature Den, Killing Blow on Cadavers, Enter the Sprawl, and Killing Blow on Fanatics. These are gaunts, neither Cadavers nor Fanatics. Oh, wait, they can't even target this position, so that was never going to help me out. Yeah, I just moved out of the ability to do much of anything here, unfortunately. Weaken Curse sets up a combo on that character. Stand fast as this lad, and then Wicked Hack their front. Doing extra damage due to the combo.
Steady yourself.
Ooh, solid crit, buddy. Love to see that stress reduction as a result. Alhazred now does have 2 stacks of unchecked power, unfortunately does not have the ability to use them. Let's roll if it bleeds here, for the 3 to 6. But the increased chance to crit, courtesy of using a bleeding skill. Nice. Look, I'm not going to say it was a difficult battle, but
still lingers in some of these well-worn relics.
It did go well. Extra crit, less healing received from skills. That definitely goes on the Hellion. Hellion? Actually, that probably goes on Dismas. We've got 2 mastery going to the next. I think we'll get 1 mastery for just arriving at the inn as well, allowing us full preparation time.
There are yet places such as this, where a little light still gathers.
Checking the provisioner. We definitely take the Orphan Wolf Cub. We go to the wine, right?
Planning and mindfulness, as vital to survival as sharpened steel.
We upgrade the Wolf Cub. Okay,
Consider your position and plan accordingly.
so if I want to go to the... If I want to go to the lair in either of these, what do I need to account for? Typically, fish folks' scales give them higher bleed resistance, but I'm also not, hard committed to bleeding consistently. Unfortunately, I don't do that much direct damage to targets either, so I don't know if I would even be able to take out the Leviathan. I don't have almost any way, I think, to do damage to lines 2 and 3 at the same time, which also makes the Leviathan more difficult. The Sprawl, however, I don't know, maybe we would do okay in the Sprawl against the Book Burner, the Librarian. Oh, never mind. The Sprawl, the fire area, with negative 20% to fire resist. Blood Moon, negative 20% to bleed resist. Visit a creature's den. I'm probably going to try and go to the Shroud. I want to go to a creature's den for someone's mission. Negative 20% bleed resist. I think that's to everyone, not just me. If that applies to the enemies, I'll be able to bleed them. If it doesn't apply to the enemies, hey, at least it's not Heatwave.
Learn what can be taught, that you may stand just a little taller at the end.
Oh, another pot and still. I do like that. It's also a strong box. Increases stacking for relics and baubles by 12 per stack, so that'll be some additional inventory space. It's also a piece of luxury gear. Increases stacking, which would be good for the Orphan Wolf Pet Cup. Plus 5% chance for stress resistance per luxury gear item equipped, so that's some extra stress management for us.
Conventional fare, but fairly priced.
We try and improve some relationships before going on out. Bear Trap and Antivenom. Thunderclap Grenade. That seems like it makes a lot of sense as well. Targets the entire party. Laudanum, maybe not as much. Let's get 2 Bear Traps. 2 thunderclap grenades. And 2 antivenom. Then I think I will take the strong box and install that in our wagon. Let's go to our characters and set them up with their combat items. Excellent. Then I go to the mastery trainer. I need additional damage pretty severely. So the first thing that I definitely want to upgrade for that is probably if it bleeds, it doubles the amount of... Oh, wow. Doesn't even increase the base damage. Huh. Doubles the amount of bleed that this will do, though, which is an important skill for Boudica at this point in time. Bloodlust. On self, you can cast this from any of the front 3 positions. On self, I gain remove winded, I gain 20% bleed resistance for 5 turns, and I gain the effect. If my target is bleeding, I do plus 30% damage for the next 5 turns. This is not allocated on the cast of Bloodlust as much as it gives me a buff that for the next 5 turns, whenever I attack someone, if they are bleeding, I'll do 30% extra damage. It seems nice, but it seems relatively minimal in effect right now. I'm going to take the upgrade to if it bleeds. Alhazred, I really want to give you the upgrade to Sacrificial Stab here as well. But Dismas is currently doing 0 damage. And I feel like upgrading Take Aim so that I crit on my next 2 attacks seems a reasonable way to approach that a little bit here. We'll select our shroud.
Coast, isolated and drowning in amphibious degeneracy.
Now, Barristan does have 130% move resistance, so I don't expect Barristan is going to get pulled into the Undertow. I don't think Undertow can affect the second position. So I don't think I need to buy a ceremonial drum here. So little disease resist on my characters at this point in time. Extra max AP until the next in.
Something to ease the rigors of the road.
Thankfully no diseases, and I do get to feed the 2 front characters there. Stun resistance, no, not so much. Alright. I think that is about everything that I am going to want for this squad. It is going to set us up to go into the Shroud at the dawn of the next episode. But until then, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game, well, that's been Darkest Dungeon. Top left is a series playlist for all the content in the Game Pass, present and future. YouTube recommendation is down below. Stream past are the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays at Republic Thank Tier. And a special thanks this episode to Disney Mia. Hopefully you all have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.